October 8th, Glendon Township Board of Trustees meeting is now called to order at 6:30 p.m. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Roll call, please.
Michael? Present. Shinaberry?
Present.
Siamanko?
Present.
Pat, I believe you're
Sure.
going to introduce our speaker.
Yeah, we have a special guest tonight. She's going to spend 3 to 5 minutes here with us, and real quick. Nicole Marshall, who's the treasurer and CFO for Western City Schools, and I'm going to run this little thing for you.
Thank you. Is there a microphone?
Nope.
They can hear me
Great,
just fine?
yeah.
Okay, great. This is not going to be a school finance presentation about how school funding works and all of those things. I do like to mention that if anybody's ever interested in having that, I'm always happy to meet and go over everything school funding. What I'm here to talk about today is the ballot issue that the school district has. It's on the November 4th ballot coming up less than a month away now. I do have a handout at the back table. Hopefully everybody has a copy of that. I have a very short presentation here. The election is November the 4th. Pat, if you want to scroll down, when we talk about the why, we all know that the cost of education is a shared responsibility from the state and the local community. We've advocated with the state for state funding for our schools. We continue to see a decrease in our funding from the state, and there's lots of payment reports out there, and you can go and look at it. But we are continuing to see deficit spending as cost inflation. One example of inflation I like to give is the cost of a school bus. So in 2019, when we were last on the ballot successfully, a school bus cost us about $80,000. A new school bus today is about $140,000. That's one example. We're seeing energy costs rise. We're seeing student needs, greater student needs, and things like that. And so as we compress our funding and increase student needs, we are deficit spending, meaning we're spending more than what's coming in our district. And without additional revenue, we will have to make some pretty significant cuts. The Board of Education approved a proposed reduction list should this ballot issue not pass in November. And we would need to cut about $20 million in our annual operating budget if this ballot issue is not successful. I would encourage anyone to go watch that meeting, watch the presentation, and learn all of the things that you can learn about that if you're interested. So we go to the next one. So this issue is an earned income tax, 0.75%. And this seems to be a point of confusion for some folks, so I do like to mention that that is less than 1%. So it's 0.75%, and it only applies to earned income such as wages, salaries, and net self-employment income. We'll talk a little bit about that. But it would generate $24.3 million annually for our general operating fund, which our general operating fund is everything that helps keep lights on, pay our teachers, which is in the classroom, things for our bus drivers, like everything that you see in a normal school day is what our general operating fund is. And so, if we go to the next slide, please. So this is not a property tax. This will not affect property taxes in any way, shape, or form. And because it's an earned income, the schools have, they have 2 different types of ballot issues that they can ask their community for. They can ask for property taxes, or they can ask for income taxes. And in income taxes, we can ask for traditional or earned income. So we're asking for earned income, which means it doesn't apply to retirement, pension, social security, capital gains, dividends, unemployment, anything like that. So it only applies to if you have an employer and you receive a W-2 at the end of the year, those wages, earned wages, and then any net self-employment. I get this question a lot. You don't pay your earned income tax directly to the school district. You actually file with the Department of Taxation. That all goes through the Department of Taxation. There is a tax form for that, the same way that you would your state taxes. And your employer is required to withhold this from your state tax, the same way they are state and federal taxes. It applies in the same if you're self-employed, you file with the Department of Taxation, so you'll be your state taxes. This is not a new concept for school districts. So this is sort of a snapshot of all of the school districts surrounding ours, and we're obviously the red circle there in the middle. Anyone that is blue there is they have an income tax currently. So over 200 school districts in the state have an income tax, either traditional or earned. The earned income tax is a relatively new thing in law just within the last decade and a half. We've even been able to ask for different earned income versus the traditional. And so a lot of those school districts, and hard to see on that, hopefully this will be available somewhere for folks to pull down. It's also on the district's website if you're interested in seeing that table, but it lists the school district, what county they're in, the name of the school district, what year the income tax started, and then what percentage they have. A couple points I want to make sure everybody understands is that as a school district, we can ask our community for an income tax that only applies to residents. So unlike a city that can tax both residents and people who work within their city boundaries, we can only ask our residents the residential tax, which means if you got this handout and you see the footprint of the school district, we're a rather large school district, 52 square miles. If you live within the 52 square miles of our school district and have earned income or net self-employment income, this would apply to you. It does not apply if you live outside of the school district but work within the school district boundaries. It doesn't apply. You have to be a resident of the district within these boundaries. And if you're not sure what school district you live in, you can always look up on your county auditor's website, enter your address, and it will tell you what school district you pay property taxes. Because every school district in the state also collects property taxes. The other thing that I want to mention is the state of Ohio, as part of the most recent budget, decreased the state income tax. So we're going from a 3-tier model down to a flat tax with the state's most recent budget. By 2026, that top bracket for any earnings over $100,000 is being reduced by 0.75%. So just, I want to make sure that people are aware of that there is some net offset for those dollars over a lot of people depending on what your specific tax situation is. I always encourage people to talk to their tax advisor, whether that's in our block or whoever it is, and if you're curious how this would affect you with your taxes, reach out to them and ask them. But we have lots and lots of information on our website. That QR code will take you there. This QR code on the slide is the same thing. And I'm always happy to answer any questions that anyone has, and I would encourage you to please do research, look for the information. There is a lot of information right now out on social media, out in the world. There's a lot of misinformation, and I would just encourage everybody to do research and not to learn we don't have to do yet. I told you it was quick. I'm like.
Just so, I'll scan this and I'll also pull this down and we'll put it on the Facebook page in the morning.
That would be great. Thank you so much. Do you guys have any questions?
No, thank you for coming.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Well, this is a presentation. I mean, it's a pleasure of the board. I mean,
Decide if you want to. Yeah. Thank you.
Pat, on to public comment.
yeah, thank you. First of all, just want to go over the guidelines. Public comment will be for a period not to exceed 30 minutes per meeting. Residents or guests wishing to speak are required to sign in on the sheet. Thank you. Each person will be given 3 minutes to express their compliment or concern. Each person will be called to the podium in the order listed on the sign-in sheet. Yielding of time to another person is not permitted. Respectful communication is expected by all people involved in the trustee meetings. If a person is not able to speak during the 30-minute limit, they're asked to email myself, the administrator, Pat Myers, at pmyers@blendentwp.org. And also, just as a reminder, if later on in the meeting you have a question, feel free to email us. You don't have to wait for 2 weeks till the next meeting to get an answer. And I have a couple people that like to speak tonight. First will be Stephen Hostin.
Hello. I'm glad to see that flags are happening because that's actually what I was previously talking about. There was a post on social media that went out targeting the trustees that started facing the wrong flag, and that brought to mind a saying called trust buster. So what I did was I pulled up the YouTube video, and I looked. The entire crowd, from what I could tell, was facing the trustees. So I wanted to point that out because the post itself targeted the trustees. They didn't say anything else about anybody else. I just wanted to point that out.
Next is Dan Sylvester.
Hi, I am Victoria here, but not too bad, this is very loud. I have 25 years from January. Born on Dahl Green, lived on Montford for 13 years. Loved London Township. I moved out about a year ago, but I wanted to come and voice my support for the police levy because I cannot tell you guys enough the impact that these guys have had on my business. They have been instrumental in being able to keep a safe, clean, friendly environment there. And with the loss of the funding for these guys, if we lose that, I mean, I fear for the future of my business and the future of the property value of these communities. I just wanted to voice my support for the levy. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have,
Let's move on to trustee comments then. Ladies? I have something actually for our staff. I've been working with Taylor, the administrative assistant, on our 2026 calendar and website dates. She's going to have Pat call for a quick staff meeting so that you can all be together at the same place at the same time to pick the dates for the events that we're familiar with, the cleanup days, concerts, rides, and so on. So watch for that. We want to finalize it at the next Board of Trustees meeting. Tim?
A couple of small things. Excuse me. Our team continues on the Blend and Beautiful initiative to clean up the parks and cemetery areas daily. Prior to Community Cleanup Day, our maintenance crew went out to Cleveland Heights to remove tires and some other debris, and they continue to scour our parks and cemeteries frequently. And police runs, earlier this year I had a resident ask me how much our police department does on a daily basis. As a result, I started to look at our daily runs. I continue to request a monthly breakdown from the chief, and I had him break it down into 4 areas of our township: Huber Ridge area, Sunbury Woods, Cleveland Heights area, east of Sunbury Road area. I want to make sure that our residents know how many runs our township police make on a monthly basis and plan to continue to share this information with you in the future. So during the month of September, our police made 397 runs in our township. The breakdown is as follows: Huber Ridge area 51, Sunbury Woods area 18, Cleveland Heights area 15, Hoover East 9, and the additional runs not included in the preceding totals are for the areas outside of the neighborhoods like Westerville Road, Industrial Park, Sunbury Road, 161, and I-270. And that's all I have.
Okay.
I do have some announcements and comments. I represented the trustees at the inaugural banquet for our seniors who are 90 years old or older. That was held here at the Senior Center on September 29th. Valerie Shaw, our Senior Center Director, and her team of volunteers transformed this room where we are right now into a lovely banquet venue with wonderful and tastefully decorated tables, complete with fabric tablecloths, and there was a photo op area in the corner, and it was just a lovely night of recognition for our oldest group of seniors. Their families, there were lots of family and friends there, and some other people from the senior center too. But I believe, Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she said we have 44 people who are 90 and older.
there are 44 people 90 and older, 2 that are 99 that are for members of the senior center.
Incredible.
So it was a really lovely dinner and time of recognition for our oldest group of seniors. And you wouldn't believe how beautiful this room looked. I mean, she did a great job decorating it. Also, this is Fire Prevention Week, so I'm sure Chief's going to talk some more about it, but I wanted to remind you to check your fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and your escape and meetup places with your family members. Also, some reminders, the township offices will be closed for Columbus Day on Monday, October 13th. Friday, October 10th is the last day to submit photos for the calendar contest. Entries must be from a township resident, and photos must be of township places, and it's a limit of 8 per person. And my last little announcement is that since it's October now, know that silk flowers are permitted to be placed on graves from October through February. Okay, on to the fiscal officer report. Bury.
Has everybody had a chance to review the regular meeting minutes from September 24th?
Yes.
I will move to approve the meeting minutes from September 24th as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Call for the vote.
Eichel?
Yes.
Schoenberry?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to review the purchase orders?
Yes. I will move to approve the purchase orders as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Call for the vote.
Eichel? Yes. Schoenberry?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
And the bills, have you had a chance to review the bills?
Yes, and I will move to pay the bills as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Eichel?
Yes.
Schoenberry?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to look over the August bank reconciliation?
Yes. I will move to approve the August bank reconciliation as presented.
And second.
Any discussion?
No.
Thank you for those.
Call for the vote.
Eichel?
Yes.
Schoenberry?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. On to Administration and Human Resources, Mr. Myers.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to ask for approval of the health insurance renewal with Jefferson Health Plan that will become effective January 1st, 2026. I'm very pleased working with these folks in the retirement and the consortium that the increase that we did have to absorb this year is 3.3%. And I know people in different areas would tell you that that's a pretty minor increase for insurance. So I was really happy to see that. I hope you guys were as well. So I would ask for approval to go ahead and allow me to sign this and have this in place. They would like it back by the end of October.
Well, I will move to approve the annual health insurance renewal with Jefferson Health Plan effective January 1st of 2026 and authorize you, Pat Myers, to sign the agreement.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Call for the vote.
Eichel?
Yes.
Schoenberry?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
Next, I provided you 5 different copies. We finally got it right. Of meeting dates for next year, 24 meetings, 2 per month. And I'd like to go ahead and get approval for that so we can have those ready for the calendar / posting on social media and website for 2026. So I asked for resolution 2025-27 for the meetings of next year.
I will move to approve resolution 2025-27 for the meeting dates for the regular Board of Trustee meetings for 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Eichel?
Yes.
Schoenberry?
Yes.
Schumacher?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we need to plan the records retention meeting for the year. So what we need to do is, I'll provide the records retention policy to everyone. We all review it. And if there's any changes you want to the records retention, we would discuss those at that meeting. We do meet the guidelines for the Ohio Historical Society, so I'm not sure we need to change anything what we're retaining today. But we do need to have all of us come together and approve that records retention policy for next year. So I would propose that we pass a motion that that meeting will be at 6:15 on November 5th at our November 5th board meeting.
Okay, I will move to schedule the annual records retention meeting at 6:15 on November 5th, 2025, prior to our regular Board of Trustee meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Schinneberg?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll steal Matt's thunder a little bit here because I wasn't sure he was gonna be here. He's had some things going on with family, so, but he's here, as he always is. I'd like to accept donations. We had cleanup weekend. It was awesome. A lot of people came through, not just for the shredded day, which is a really popular thing, but to just throw away stuff, right? Junk, tires, metal. We collected how many dumpsters?
4 dumpsters.
Yeah, and then the shred was here on site. People love that as well. Constant thing. We had a lot of staff here working, and people were just great. A lot of people donate when they come through. So we collected $337 worth of donations from folks that came through the line, residents and non-residents. And I just want to thank them for that and ask that you accept those donations.
I will move to graciously accept the donations from the Community Cleanup Day in the amount of $337.
I will second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Schinneberg?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Thank you. The last two things I have, our code group continues to work hard in the area and work with homeowners to get things done. But we do have a couple of nuisance resolutions I'd like you to approve. One of those, the first one will be a 5601 Spawn Drive. This is a subsequent nuisance. The last time we did it, the grass was cut and taken care of, and now 2 months later it's back. So we were going to ask them to do that again. So resolution NU 2025-13 declaring 5601 Spawn Drive a nuisance, please.
I will move to approve resolution NU 2025-13, declaring the property at 5601 Spawn Drive a nuisance.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Schinneberg?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And next, I'd ask for resolution NU 2025-14, nuisance resolution for the property at 3570 Carthage Court.
I will move to approve resolution NU 2025-14, declaring the property at 3570 Carthage Court a nuisance.
So 14 or 12?
It's 14.
14.
It's 14 up here, but it's 12 down
It's
there.
14, much more.
I will second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Is this for high grass and
This-
vegetation?
This is vegetation, correct, but the main problem with this one is line of sight bushes out into the street on the corner of the property as well. Yep.
All right, call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Schinneberg?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Thank you. The only other thing I have is all the stuff that you just approved, I'd like you to sign before we go home. So I'll grab you guys here at the table before we leave. Unless you have anything for me, I'm good.
On to maintenance, building and grounds, parks and cemetery, Mr. Newman.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out last weekend. We did have 4 40-yard dumpsters that were full. We received about 120 car tires. We took about 1,600 pounds of scrap metal in, and we filled up 2 shredder trucks. So it was a very successful event. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and thanks for the donations.
I'd like to thank you and your crew for being there. I was over a couple times on Saturday, and it was ran very smoothly. I think the residents look forward to this. We do it twice a year, correct?
Correct. Trustee Schinneberg, if I could jump in, one thing that you and I didn't talk about. November 8th, there's going to be another shred day. We talked about it. We'll continue to promote it. It's actually Shred Hunger, and it's going to be sponsored by the county auditor, but we are helping, and then they got a grant to pay labor for 2 of our people here to help. So 2 of our folks will be here, but their pay will be taken care of by the grant through the auditor's office. So we'll continue to put that out on social media as well.
That's in the newsletter as well.
It is, yes ma'am.
That's all.
Okay.
Excuse me, Kathy. Pat, you left Ridgewood Park mulch off of your
I'm sorry, I did. I'm sorry, I was going by. So there's been discussion about Ridgewood Park's path and wanting to mulch that. So part of that discussion, I went out and got 3 quotes. I provided the trustees with those quotes. So tonight, I just wanted to ask what the pleasure of the board was, is as far as this, we want to move forward with this, or where you're at on this.
Do you have the quotes with you?
I do.
I think I have them.
I gave them,
Do you have them?
Yeah.
I know in my heart, I want to tell you what they are.
Well,
Pretty sure I do. Oh, no, you just showed them to me.
They're all sitting
Yeah,
on
you
the.
showed them to me.
So,
Wait, there we go.
yeah, there they are right there.
So there's Green Line Landscape LLC at $17,999, Myers at $28,023.75, and Miller Landscaping at $17,922.
And just as a note, Matt and I spoke to these folks, and the green light is, there's some extra stuff they talk about in there about going down the path and taking out any of the branches that look as though they're going to fall on the path, and do some cleanup as well, not just mulch the path. So there's a little bit extra in that quote for what appears to be about the same amount of money as the other lowest quote. They're within $70 of each other, so Myers is, I don't think Myers went to the site. I think that was the issue. They just took the length of it and did a bunch of math and came up with a number. But the others went out, walked the path, measured the path, and everything, so that's where we're at.
Are all the quotes for this inclusive of the extra services you just mentioned?
Nope,
No,
just
they added that on, I didn't ask them for it.
Okay.
so I did some, well, Matt and Pat and I did some comparing on the rubber mulch, and the prices were just like, what'd you say,
It's
40?
It's 5 times more for rubber mulch than playground mulch.
45 to 50,000, was that what it was?
It would be 5 times the cost of
5
that, so it would be
times.
closer to $100,000 to do this project.
So that's not an option. It's just not an option. And then he did the calling and getting quotes, and the one company came out twice and walked the trails. Our parks are overdue for being mulched. I don't think I need to explain the value of mulch, but for the record, I'll just give some high points. It enhances the soil health by retaining moisture, reduces erosion, enriches the soil. As the mulch decomposes, it improves the park trail appearance by providing natural finished look. It suppresses the growth of invasive weeds, and it creates safe walking paths free of obstacles like stumps and roots. Ours are currently overdue. A family stopped by my home and told me they had been down there, they grew up here, and they said someone's been in there with a bush hog because of the overgrowth. So Matt and Pat went down, and they didn't know that it was a bush hog, but somebody did go down with a weed whacker and did that. So we're getting on this. It's time. Spring and fall are the best times to mulch. So I am interested. What's your pleasure, ladies?
Just but real quick, this is a trail. Have we investigated Clean Ohio Trails with ODNR to see if any portion of this could be covered by grants?
Happy to, and I've not talked to anyone
I
about it.
think maybe we should look to see if this could potentially be offset. It's such a small amount, it might be an easy
Okay.
grant award, since we're not asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It might have some ability to get some of those dollars. There's also the state capital grant that also does provide some trail money dollars. Since it is a trail, it might be worth investigating if we could obtain any grant dollars towards it.
Okay, well, so we will start on that tomorrow. Getting to that. And we will revisit this in 2 weeks.
Okay. On to the police department, Chief Belford.
I apologize to the board for being late to the meeting. On my way over here, I encountered a rolling domestic dispute that pulled into our parking lot. I had to hold the scene for Westerville Police. I called for them to back me up because our 2 duty cars had just encountered a person in Juba Ridge who had an arrest warrant, became combative, requiring a 2-officer transport down to the jail. So I was the only officer in the township. It did turn out that the actual incident occurred in Westerville, so they ended up handling the whole thing. If you saw those Westerville police cars out there when you were coming in. So I do apologize. Since the last board meeting, I have received 2 police officer letters of resignation. One from Officer Carty, he's a lateral transfer to the Gahanna Police Department. Officer Carty is not a rookie officer, he has 8 years of police experience. He has additional qualifications in ARIDE, which is Advanced OVI Impaired Driver Detection. He's trained in drug interdiction and drug investigations. He's a vehicle stops and approaches instructor, and most valuable of all, he is a CIT, Crisis Intervention Officer. That's the 40 hours of training that officers do in addition to the police academy that teaches them how to de-escalate, evaluate, and deal with people either from having an emotional crisis, psychological crisis, health crisis, autism, all kinds of possible reasons that someone might be acting like they are, and to deal with them appropriately and get them the right kind of social services. So it's always a loss to lose a CIT officer. Our goal is, it's not a requirement of the state, my personal goal is to get every single officer CIT trained. It's 40 hours, but it's free because it's paid for by grants. So it hurts to lose him. But I would request that the board accept Officer Carty's letter of resignation effective October 12th, 2025.
Based on your recommendation, I will move to accept the resignation of Officer Hardy effective October 12th of 2025.
I'll second.
Any discussion? I'm sorry that we are losing an officer. Call for the vote.
Heigl?
Yes.
Shidaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
I have a second letter of resignation. Officer Fosnaugh has accepted a position with the Newark Police Department. Again, not a rookie officer, not one of the officers who's would be affected by layoffs, neither of these officers. 7 years of police experience. He is also a CIT officer. He is our Department of Armor, which means we sent him to training so that he could repair our firearms to save us the expense of sending them out to third-party vendors to be repaired and maintenance and upkeep on them. So we lose that capability with him. He's also a field training officer, means he's certified by the state Peace Officer Academy to train and certify new officers. That hurts losing him. And I request that the board accept Officer Fosnaugh's letter of resignation effective October 17th, 2025.
Based on your request, I will move to accept the resignation of Officer Fosnaugh effective October 17th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heigl?
Yes.
Shidaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
I also have other critical staffing updates. As you know, Sergeant Newman resigned in August, so that's 3 officers we're down. We have already received file requests and background investigation questionnaires from other police departments on 2 additional officers. Another officer that so far is committed to staying with Blenheim Township Police is currently out on injury leave from an off-duty accident. We'll get an update next Monday on either a return to duty date or an extension of the injury leave. Due to these circumstances, I need to order the following changes. Effective October 17th, I will be temporarily suspending Detective Bureau operations as Detective Nance will be filling one of these newly vacant positions in Patrol Bureau. She will complete any cases already assigned, but we will accept no new cases. Any new cases after October 17th will be referred to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office for investigative follow-up. It is my sincere hope that this change is only temporary, as there are possible potential developments that could hopefully return us to normal Detective Bureau operations by the end of calendar year 2025. Lieutenant Rutherford has already for several months been adjusting his hours to fill gaps in our duty schedule and to add to Patrol Bureau street coverage. That we will continue. In addition, part-time paid officer Maley and reserve unpaid officer Glazier have already been maximizing their available personal time to help out, but they are limited due to their non-law enforcement employment and other commitments. Our training, other than state mandated minimum training requirements, has already been suspended. There will still be anticipated and unanticipated short notice gaps in coverage due to officers using sick time and officers getting subpoenaed to testify in court. In such circumstances, I will begin joining Lieutenant Rutherford in filling gaps in shift coverage in a marked cruiser responding to calls for service. I would like the board and the residents to be assured that 24/7 full coverage and emergency response will continue as before. There will be no change to these critical law enforcement services. Non-emergency response times may be affected by reduced staffing. Getting approval of copied reports, video, and other public records might take more turnaround time. There may be a reduction of some services. In the past, we have responded to raccoons under decks, snakes in the house, snakes in cars, lost keys, lockouts. We've programmed TV remotes. We've reset fuse box breakers. This week, a certain morning, I even helped someone put a chain back on their bicycle. We will continue to do these things as time allows, but don't be surprised if we are less often able to respond to these type of calls, or if officers have to quickly leave due to emergencies other than high priority calls for service. Police activity Facebook updates will continue, but they might not always be daily updates, rather posted as time allows. On a personal note, I want to thank Officers Carty and Fosnoff for sticking it out here at Blended Township Police during some very rough times. After the anti-police riots and pandemic of 2020, there was a drastic reduction in police officer applications nationwide that has not recovered to this day. Over the last 2 years, our department has been understaffed and time off was often not able to be approved. During the last 5 years, almost every large and medium-sized police department in Central Ohio has attempted to solve their own staffing shortages by offering lateral transfers. They offer to transfer officers from smaller departments to their larger department at no loss of pay. So the officer doesn't have to start at the entry-level pay scale. The pay would be the same or higher. In those 5 years, not one Blended officer has taken advantage of a lateral transfer. I think this says a lot about the team we have here at Blended Township Police. They stayed committed to the department, the township, and the community. I have heard them say it out loud, that it is the support of the community here in Blended Township that was the #1 reason they stayed. The officers who are leaving and the officers who are searching for jobs elsewhere are newly married or small children. Some just bought their first home. Some are trying to get to the point where they can buy their first home. I can't speak for these officers, but I believe in my heart that they never lost faith with this community. They're just at the point where they need more certainty in their future. I thank them for their service and wish them the best. Like I said about the Detective Bureau, I'll say the same thing about the entire police department. It's my hope that these changes are only temporary. There are possible potential developments that could hopefully soon return us to an appropriate level of staffing and resume normal operations. I would like to stress once more, everyone should be assured that we will maintain full coverage 24/7 and rapid emergency response. There should be no change to this critical law enforcement service in the months ahead. One more update that I was given just before the meeting. We had a felonious assault attempted murder case that Detective Nance was working on. On November 8th, 2024 at 2:08 a.m., a vehicle was westbound on State Route 161 with 4 occupants who had just gotten off work at a warehouse east of New Albany. A suspect vehicle with 3 occupants on board pulled alongside, and 2 of those subjects began firing multiple shots into the workers who had just gotten off work. An adult male, age 19, in the victim vehicle was struck multiple times and has been fully paralyzed since. I responded to the scene that night with Lieutenant Rutherford and Detective Nance. BCI processed the vehicle and the roadway for physical evidence, and Detective Nance took the lead in the investigation. The occupants of these 2 vehicles were strangers to each other. There was very little in the way of leads. We had no license plate number, make, or model of the suspect vehicle. Over the next 11 months, in one of the most complex investigations in Blended Township history, and I've been here 41 years, Detective Nance, Lieutenant Rutherford, and Officer Maley were able to ID, locate all 3 of the suspects, and compile enough evidence against them for all 3 to be successfully indicted by the Franklin County Grand Jury. Arrest warrants were issued, and Detective Nance worked with surveillance units and tactical teams from city, county, and federal agencies to facilitate the apprehension of all 3 suspects in different operations over the course of the last 3 months. The last one was taken into custody late today. I'll be working with the prosecutor's office on a media release to announce the results of this criminal investigation. Blended Township Detective Bureau is a world-class investigative team. Blended Township has an absolutely outstanding asset in the fine officers in this police department. I could not be more grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Belford. A lot of information. On to Fire Department, Chief Miller.
As was stated earlier, this is Fire Prevention Week. So our focus is on lithium-ion batteries this year. So there's 3 steps anytime you're purchasing lithium-ion batteries. The first step is buy only listed products. So when you go to buy them, there should be a sticker that's either UL, ETL, or CSA. This means that it has been put through safety testing and it meets the standards. The second is charge devices safely. So anytime you charge a cell phone or a computer or anything like that, only use the cord that was given by the manufacturer. Charge them on a hard surface. We've actually had a couple fires where people would charge them underneath their pillow or in a cushion of a couch or a chair. If you've ever touched the phones or anything that's lithium ion when it's charging, they get very, very hot. So you need to be real careful of that. The same thing, if the battery goes bad, only use the manufacturer's batteries to replace it. I know there's eBay and Amazon and everything else, and there's a lot of batteries out there, but a lot of those have not been tested and really aren't compatible with those devices. And then the last thing is when you're finally done with the battery, you need to recycle it. So household hazardous waste, SWACO will take them. You can also go to Best Buy, Home Depot, stores like that, and they'll accept them as well. So we have experienced a few fires as a result of lithium-ion batteries. In a lot of those cases, it was, they were not certified, or they were using a cord that, that they had purchased that wasn't really compatible, or they put a new battery in a device that wasn't from the original manufacturer. So that's the safety message for Fire Prevention Week. Fire is everyone's fight, and I know this is Fire Prevention Week, but every day we should be thinking about fire safety in our homes. And the last plug I have is if you need a smoke detector in your home, we have a program called You Call, We'll Install. We will come out to your home and we will install smoke detectors for free. So if you or any of your neighbors in Blendon Township or Westerville, or even if it's outside of our community, most fire departments have this program. We'll get you in touch with somebody and get those smoke detectors in your home. That is one thing that can save your life. So, and that's all I got for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of good information from you, too.
What's the number?
The firehouse is 614-901-6601. Yep, thank you.
Is there any other business we need to bring before the board before we make our final announcements?
Yeah, the first announcement's 11:05, not 10:22.
Gotcha. No other, making announcements, nobody else has anything to change or add? Okay, so our final announcements are that records retention meeting that we just approved the time for will be on November 5th, 2025 at 6:15 p.m. And our next regular trustee meeting will also be on November 5th, 2025.
October 22nd.
What did I say?
November 5th.
Oh, okay.
Regular
Oh,
trustee
let me
meeting.
change that. Okay, the next regular trustee meeting will be October 22nd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Let me say that again. The records retention meeting will be on November 5th at 6:15. The next regular trustee meeting will be October 22nd at 6:30. I will move to adjourn this meeting at 7:13 p.m. Second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heigl? Yes. Dusenberry?
Yes.
Siamonko?
Yes.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.